DK, you've got some more things you picked up from that match that you want to show us.
Yeah, Cicho spoke about positioning, and for me, it was Arsenal's use of the overload. We see it time and time again, but in this game, for me, it was just particularly very interesting to watch. You spoke about the Lewis Skelly goal, and you look at how Arsenal have camped, so essentially taking City's defensive line towards this side. And when you say they couldn't get close to them, that's also the key. Because if you look at the position of Lewis Skelly, he looks like he's not the most dangerous person in this play. So City will obviously not get somebody tight to him. And again, look at the run that Odegaard is making. So for the City defenders in this situation, this is their concern. Right here. Vardy will be looking at Odegaard. They're all looking at the Arsenal men close to the box. As it stands, the goal scorer, who is Lewis Skelly, is not the most dangerous man. You know your opposition and you know who can cause you harm. Mm-hmm. But the midfield positions and the central positions that Lewis Skelly picks up, really impressive. We've seen it time and time again. In fact, he it's almost very similar to what Zinchenko used to do for Arsenal. Mm-hmm. But I think he has a bit more physicality and drive when he picks up the ball and a bit more assurity to his game. So the pass is open, he picks it up, and it's the 10 for me. Once he picks it up, 10s, and all of a sudden, that 10 makes danger.
He takes the ball on the 10.
He takes the ball on the 10.
Allows the ball to roll.
And all of a sudden, there's danger for Manchester City. And you don't know whether to close him on his left-hand side. And to be frank, on paper, the Man City defenders did what was right. They tried to close him down and force him to the right side because that is his weaker foot. Yeah. But unfortunately for them, Skelly was able to get that striking and get the goal. But it all started with... Poor goalkeeping. I thought he was stronger hand to it, especially because of the weaker foot of Skelly. But again, that started with Arsenal camping Manchester City on that side. Then we look at the Nwaneri goal again. You talk about the overload. We see Arsenal concentrating on this side, and all of a sudden it frees up Nwaneri. But it's the vision and the pass from Declan Rice that makes this goal, because they could continue a couple of passes. Because we saw this movement a lot of times in the first half where Martinelli was free on the right-hand side, yet they were not picking the pass. But this time around, Rice spots him, and it's an instant long ball. And again, we talk about the overload and the willingness to get a runner to take defenders away. So you look at this run from Timber.
Yeah.
Once Nwaneri picks up the ball, he knows Nwaneri is going to go inside on his left foot. But his job is to take a defender away from him and create space for Nwaneri. So once he comes across, all of a sudden, you see a Savinho, who is, I would say he was poor in his defending, but the City fullback who is behind Savinho, it takes him towards the run of Timber, and it opens up the space for Nwaneri to hit the shot. And then obviously it was a super shot for Nwaneri to get the ball in the back of the net. But this is what we are talking about. So Timber comes in, he makes that run in behind, takes the fullback away, and then Nwaneri has a free shot to just tuck it in the back of the net. And for me, that was brilliant. And again, you talk about the Kai Havertz goal. Once the pass comes in, and I want you to look at the run of Kai Havertz. Once the pass comes in, he could easily make this run here. He could easily be making this central run here and encourage the 1v1 between Martinelli and his man. But because he decides to go on the other side and cause an overload. So this time around, what Havertz does here is causes a 2v1 against John Stones. And this puts Akanji in a very precarious situation because he can see the run of Odegaard coming. He can see Odegaard coming this way. He can see, this is Odegaard making this run. He can see him on his blind side. But should he stop and focus on Odegaard or help out his central defensive partner, who is John Stones in this situation? And that's the confusion there. But once play resumes, you see Havertz is able to get the ball. He cuts back. And before Akanji is able to close in, because of the confusion with the Odegaard run and the 2v1 that was caused, he's a bit late to close in. And Havertz is able to find the back of the net, which I thought was a super run and a super finish from him. But this, you spoke about the Partey goal. And for me, I think if this was another team, Foden would have made the pass. I think Partey was exceptionally smart in this. And unfortunately, we don't get the back view from this, but he started anticipating and making the move behind the referee. So that was...
He was hiding.
He was hiding behind the referee. So that was on Foden's blind side. If you look at the camera angle from Foden's POV, he is seeing his man, I think it was Mamouche, who was free on that side. And all of a sudden, Partey is just sneaking behind the referee, anticipating the pass. Once it's made, he pops out behind the referee and picks up the ball. So that's Partey, picks up the ball, and all of a sudden, he has space, time, and we know he has the technique. Yes, it was a deflection, but he had to be on target for it to hit the back of the net. And it was, for me, it was brilliant anticipation from Partey, hiding behind the referee, sneaking past it, making the interception and hitting the ball.
And you could see that everybody was screaming shoot when he had the ball.
Yeah. Because he's got a reputation for it.
Yeah.
But again, one of the things that would have disappointed Man City faithfuls, and when I was watching, I was surprised, was that when City have used Erling Haaland's physicality, they've often had some joy. And we saw them when they played against Chelsea. When they played the ball into him quick and early, he enjoys the physicality. I know Gabriel and Saliba are strong, but Erling is strong as well. The one time City dinged the ball into any space in that box, he was there to score. Yeah. Makes me wonder why Pep Guardiola's side, they don't try that enough. Makes me wonder why. Because when they're passing the ball around, it's not working. And you've got Erling Haaland and you're involving him. You need to try to... Because when you hang the ball up in the air, he's so good with his movement. And when he gets to the ball, or he causes conviction in the box, when he gets to the ball, he most often than not scores. So I think that is one of the things that was a real letdown, because the Arsenal back line was so stubborn that it was impossible to thread balls through. Yeah. I was thinking, after Erling had equalized and he had gone down by 2-1, they would have resorted to crossing the balls early into the box, but that is Pep. You keep the ball on the turf.
All right. That's it. Thank you, Daniel, for Guinness Match Day.